For this video, I'm bringing you two different versions of the same recipe. I'm going to be making Ropa Vieja in the Instant Pot and on the stovetop. I love Ropa Vieja. This was one of my favorite dishes growing up that my mom used to make. I think traditionally this is a Puerto Rican or Cuban dish, however Panamanians also like to make this. So the main reason I wanted to try Ropa Vieja in the Instant Pot was time. When I make it on the stovetop, it takes a good 2.5 to 3 hours. When I started making the Instant Pot, I realized I'd cut that time in half. I only cook Ropa Vieja about once a month, so now that I'm making this video, I decided to cook it way closer together, and by the end, I'll be able to tell you which cooking method I prefer, Instant Pot or stovetop. Both of these cooking methods are still gonna have the same ingredients, so I'm gonna show you the ingredients first, and then I'm gonna do the stovetop version, followed by the Instant Pot version, and at the end, I'll tell you which one I like the best. The first step is to prep all the ingredients that you need. Here's the spice mixture. In this bowl, we have salt, pepper, bay leaf, paprika, oregano, cumin, coriander, and cayenne pepper. Over here we have crushed tomatoes. I really like the added flavor from the fire roasted tomatoes. In the glass, I have dry cooking wine and distilled vinegar. In the bowl, I diced 1 large onion, 2 red bell peppers, and 5 garlic cloves. Last, you will need 3 pounds of flank steak. On the side, I have some onion, garlic, and bell pepper to add to my black beans. I recommend eating this meal with white rice and black beans. Up first, the stovetop cooking method. Start by heating oil and searing your steak. Once all the steak is seared, add the onions and bell peppers to the pot. As those cook down, add in the garlic. Next, add in the spices and stir. After about a minute, pour the cooking wine and vinegar in. Let the liquids cook down into the onions and peppers. Then add in the tomatoes, followed by the beef broth. Now that everything is ready, start adding the flank steak back into the pot. Make sure that the meat is covered with liquid. If not, you can add in a little bit of water or more beef broth. Don't forget the bay leaves. Go ahead and cover and cook on low for 2.5 to 3 hours. Make sure to stir regularly so that the tomatoes don't settle at the bottom and burn. Now that the meat has had its time to cook, remove the meat and add in the little potatoes. These only need about 20 minutes to cook. Shred the meat while the potatoes are cooking. After shredding, add the meat back into the pot. And now it's time to serve. And that's the stovetop cooking method. Up next, the Instant Pot. Start by turning the Instant Pot on to saute on high. Add oil to the pot as soon as it's heated to start the searing process. Make sure you have all of your ingredients ready to go. Everything is the same except I added green bell pepper just to switch it up. Sear the flank steak on both sides and set aside. Then add in the bell peppers and onions. Let those cook down and scrape the bottom to mix in all that extra flavor. Once they are cooked down, mix in the spices. Then pour in the cooking wine and vinegar. Once the liquid is cooked down, add in the crushed tomatoes. Mix those up. Then pour in the beef broth. Once everything is ready, transfer the flank steak into the pot. Make sure the meat is mostly submerged in the liquid. If not, add some more water or beef broth. When your pot looks like this, you are going to put the lid on and pressure cook on high for 45 minutes. I typically let it slow release for 10 to 15 minutes before releasing the pressure. When it is safe, remove the lid. Then transfer the meat back into a bowl to cool down before shredding. Next, add in the little potatoes to the pot and pressure cook on high for 8 minutes. As the potatoes cook, shred the beef. When the potatoes are done, add the beef back into the pot and mix together. That's it. The Ropa Vieja is ready to serve with rice and beans if that's your thing. So after cooking the recipe both ways, I have determined that I like the Instant Pot better. Here's why. Number 1, flank steak is very tough. Having it cooked under pressure made it so easy to shred. I had a harder time shredding the flank steak from the stovetop, but it may have needed more time. The steak from the Instant Pot completely fell apart just by using the tongs. The second reason I prefer the Instant Pot over the stovetop is because of the tomatoes. When you're cooking on the stovetop, there's more risk of burning at the bottom of the pan because those tomatoes tend to settle at the bottom. So I do highly recommend if you're doing it on the stovetop to make sure you're stirring pretty often so it doesn't happen, but there's still that risk. And when I'm making the Instant Pot, I don't have to worry because I have the stainless steel there. All right, that's it. The flavor was amazing both ways. I hope this video was helpful for you and that you try making Ropa Vieja, whether it's in the Instant Pot or the stovetop.